All right. All right. So, some friends of mine have been asking me about this little reverse reverb technique that I've been using forever. This is a cool effect, man. It's one of these things you could hear it all over the place if you listen carefully. Engineers have exposed this trick on a few rare occasions, and it's very noticeable. It's basically just a reverse reverb, but depending on where you throw it in and how you throw it into a song, it can really make the difference between a song just being like over the top. You can hear it on Korn's Untouchable record. You can actually hear it. You can hear it on the song "Thoughtless" from Korn's Untouchables. Basically, I'm going to show you in this tutorial. This is my first Logic tutorial, and I don't waste my time with the simple stuff for Logic because there's a million tutorials about that. But this is a good one. And I've been waiting a long time to find something good to put as a Logic tutorial, so we're going to try this first. I wanted to show that you could do this effect with any song or with any track, any kind of audio track you could do this effect with. And if it's executed carefully, it can sound really awesome. But, timing is a part of it, and you got to use a little discretion. So anyway, the song that I chose to start it off, I happen to have on here. I just imported John Lennon's "Woman" off of Double Fantasy, and as you can hear, it's just the track. Anyway, what I thought I'd do is I'd build a reverse reverb coming into the beginning of the song. Now, obviously, it's kind of like sacrilege. Don't ever do this to a great song, but it's just I'm just using the sound file as an example how to do it. So bottom line is you're going to chop the track. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to chop it, okay? It doesn't really matter where you chop it at first. Just chop it basically not too far in, maybe like 5 seconds in, something like that. Anywhere where you could get a good grip on it. So basically just go up here, get your scissor tool, and about 5 to 10 seconds into the song, just chop it. Maybe chop it a little bit longer, just for good measure. So there you go. We're going to chop the song. Make sure you got another track to drag it onto, all right? And you're going to just copy that, okay? Edit, copy, highlight your next track down, all right? Paste it, Control V, all right? Now, basically, since you've got the new chopped version, okay, just to be sure that you don't screw anything up, okay, sew the original version back together. Go to your glue tool, press Shift, highlight both of the actual previous tracks, and just use your glue tool to put them back together. All right. Now you go to your second audio track, and as you can hear, it's just, if you solo it out, it's just the beginning of the song. Nothing big, you haven't done anything yet. Anyway, So now what we're going to do is just double click on the track that you just chopped, and basically you're going to reverse the track. Okay, you're going to reverse the audio file. Okay. Bottom line, functions in your audio, in your sample editor, go on functions, click on functions, and then go reverse. Okay? Bang. Alright, there's the audio file reversed. Play it back. Actually sounds pretty interesting reversed. Anyway, so now it's reversed. Okay. Now the trick to this reverse reverb, to this thing that you're hearing on Untouchables or any of these records, okay, is you basically got to add. You got to put this reverse track, okay, through the thickest, creamiest, lusciest reverb you've ever heard in your life. Okay, so. Bottom line, go into your mixer, okay, you're on track 2, all right, inserts, okay. Now there's a million reverbs you could use, all right, and they're all going to sound different. They're all going to affect the end result differently, okay. But just for simplicity, all right, we're going to use the Altiverb. You know, just the A verb here, stereo A verb, okay? We're even going to use a factory setting, okay? The long subway tunnel setting, all right? And just for kicks, we can put it, we're gonna, well, you know, we could probably, well, let's just see if we could leave it at the factory setting and just go from there. Let's see what that sounds like, all right? We're going to just go from there, leave it there, and see how that sounds. All right. Now, what you're going to do is don't go all the way into the track. Go like last 5 seconds. All right. You hear that tail? You hear it ring out right there? Now watch this. All right. Bring it up to 100%. All right. Take that plug in. Bring it up to 100%, just for kicks. Maybe throw your density down to 50, and put it in the mix 100%. All right, watch this. All right. Either way, you're going to get a pretty long tail at the end of that. All right. Maybe throw the density back up to 100 just to get it to ring out. The idea is to get it to ring out. All right. That ringing out is going to become the lead in to your vocal or whatever it is, you know, that beginning of the song, you know, where you just come in, it's going to make you sound like a god, all right? That reverb that you're hearing right now, what we're going to do is we're going to bounce that, okay? And then we're going to reverse it, all right? Now we're going to take that final reversed file, we're going to stick it right on the front of the original file, all right? So watch this, all right? Track 2, solo, okay? Got the reverse reverb on there, bounce, okay? All right? You're going to bounce it right onto your desktop, all right? Call it reverb, all right? Call it reverse, all right? All right? Bounce it onto your desktop. Now the only thing is what you want to do before you bounce it though is chop the first, you know, chop the majority of the sound file down to the last like 5 seconds, all right? All right, and put it right at the beginning, all right? So all you're going to be bouncing is this. All right? That's all you're going to be bouncing. all right, is that. Okay. Now, mixer. There's your bounce button, reverse. And remember what I said, all right? Depending on what you're going to do is you're going to bounce it, basically put up to like, give it some time, to ring out. So start 1, end 9. All right, try that. Like just bounce it from 1 to 9 offline, right onto your desktop so you don't lose it. I'm always losing files when I bounce them. So press bounce. All right, so there's your file running your desktop. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to take that file, okay, we're going to create a new track. All right, track, new. All right, it's going to be a stereo track, obviously, because this is a stereo song. Create. All right, we're going to drag that reverse, what we just put on from our desktop, we're going to drag that in. Okay, all right, bingo. There's our reverse reverb. Now there's only one more step left before we join it onto the front of the song. All right, you got to take this file, you got to reverse it. Okay, so take track 3, open your audio, your sample editor, functions, reverse. Okay, bingo. So there she is right there. Okay, now like I said, all reverbs sound different. All right, but this is what this one's going to sound like. All right, hold on, let me just solo out this track here. And what you're going to do is you're going to trim it right up to the point where we can make it a little longer so you can see what this is going to look like. You want to trim it right up to the climax of it, kind of. All right. So here's your solo. All right. Make sure it's soloed out. All right. This is what it's going to sound like. All right. Bingo. All right. So what you're going to want to do is when it starts to sound a little mushy, that's when you trim it. All right. So I think it sounds mushy, like boom, right there. All right. Like, because this, you want to take into the account the timing of the song too, kind of. So, if you're kind of doing like this and you're kind of like, boom, somewhere right around there. So what you do is instead of deleting all of it, just trim it. Just trim it. Okay. Just trim it. Don't delete it. Okay. Just trim the end of it. All right. All right, take your file. So here's your blue file. All right, you can get rid of that because you're not going to need it anymore, unless you're just sentimental. So basically, you're just going to. Now you got your reverse reverb.